So I know it's been almost forever since I did a video. I'm gonna try my best to be very active. I know that at one point I was doing like 3 or 4 videos a day, promoting or testing sites or scams, or even exposing scams as they came across my what I would consider my desk, right? So that being said, sorry about that. With that being said, I wanted to just go over what I would consider the evolution of the cryptocurrency scam. Now, it started with Bitcoin, so most likely you're going to see the evolution of Bitcoin scams or evolution of cryptocurrency scams, right? So basically, the way that scam artists work, and you have to, if you're interested in not being scammed, right? If you're a type of person that does want to actually make money, but you don't have a ton of money, the one thing that you have to be very cautious of is that scam artists are very smart. Okay. I'm going to just start by just saying this. I'm not giving you advice on what to do. This is just more of information. Okay. Don't invest because someone else is investing. Do not invest because someone tells you to invest. Invest because you've done your research and your homework, and you can invest. Do not take this as advice on what you should be doing from this point on. Just take this as information that I am giving to myself that I decided to put on the internet. Okay. If you decide to watch this video, you can like, subscribe, comment. You can definitely share if you want. We do have the Telegram group chats that are still over 300 and something people each. So if you decide you want to get new information as a newbie or as a veteran, that'd be great to join us. The thing I want to say is, where did the Bitcoin scam start and the evolution and where they're going to go? Because I need everyone to be very careful in the future. Okay. So the reason why I want you to be careful is because let's just assume you have $100 a month that you can afford to, we're going to say US dollars. You can think about it in your terms of your dollars, maybe $1,000 or whatever you have. Let's just assume you have an amount of money that you can save a month. You take that amount of money and you decide, I'm going to put it into this over here. You put it into that. You don't expect it to disappear. Okay. So the way that we were brought up as we progressed in life, where you take $5, $10, $100, and you put it into a savings account. If you save it for 10 years, right? Say $100, you'll have about $12,000. Okay, that $12,000 can be done. You could use that for a lot of things. If there's a house out there you want to buy, you can have it as a down payment for a house. You can buy a car, down payment for a car. You have options now with that $12,000. So if you did this over the course of, like I said, 10 years, you would have a ton of money. 10 years is a long time for someone that may be 25, 35, even 50 years old, right? So we needed to have shorter term options. Those shorter term options are things like 401, IRA, CD. They add interest. Those things also have matching bonuses, and then you get whatever the interest is plus the bonus, or whatever the bonus is or the interest added together. Now your 12,000 that you were going to have now could potentially be about 18 to 19. Now you're talking about a $7,000 gain over the last 10 years, which is really great. Or it could even be like 13 or 14. It's $2,000 that was free, $1,000 that was free. Who's complaining about free money? That's what we've been brought up to believe. Excuse me. That is where we should be looking to put our money at. So our mindset is add and not lose. Okay. Add to later on remove. Okay. What happened? What happened was Bitcoin went from $1 to $1,000. And then all of a sudden, everyone started to say, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? I shoulda put money in. If I would have known, I would have put money in, right? Oh, I could have put money in, but I didn't. Those are the things that people were saying as they looked, oh my God, Bitcoin is $1,000, right? And then Bitcoin decided that it was going to continue to grow, right? And that's something that you would want to see anytime you put your money into something. So people that were early adapters, I'm gonna be honest with you, if I put $100 in when Bitcoin was $1, if it went to 7 and then dropped to 6, I got out. That's just how I would have had $600. Oh, I'm out. I don't care. Bitcoin went up. Hey, listen, I turned 100 into 600. If I put $100,000 and it went to 600,000 and then it dropped down to 500,000, boom, I got out. So I don't think that I would have lasted from $1 to $1,000, unless it may have been like $10. I don't think I would have left $100 or even 1,000. I think I'm just one type of people who are scared of losing that money, especially because I know where I was at the time that Bitcoin went from $1 to 1,000. I know where I was mindset wise and financially wise. So I knew that that was something that would have been a yes, I did it day, you know? So obviously I probably would have put more money back in, but it wouldn't have been the full 6,000 or 5,000. It probably would have been half. So I'd have been like, okay, now I have some profits and I'll let the rest of it ride for a little bit and then do it again and keep taking profits. So here we are. Once that happened, people started to realize, you know what, I need to get me a Bitcoin. Okay, it was the fastest way to get a Bitcoin, right? So what people started to do, and this is more people than less people, is you would start to do this. You would type in things like free Bitcoins, right? So you would type in free Bitcoin, then you would get websites like this, right? And then you would get websites like this one, as well as these apps. Back then there were no apps. Then you would get other websites like these, right? So then you started to click on them just to see where they take you, okay? Some of these websites have software on them to allow them to access your information the second you log in. How do I know that's true? I've been there and I've seen it being done, okay? So I know people that create software and I know how they create it. I'm not saying that they do it with these type of websites, but with other websites, as far as like maybe even chat rooms, I don't think that Telegram you can do that with, but I've seen it with other chat rooms like AOL chat rooms. I've seen people have access to people's computers. I've seen people have access with just being on a local computer and having the ability to do certain things. I've seen it being done. So this is where this all started from, is the word free and then Bitcoin's right in front of it, right? And then people started to kind of just go through it, trying to figure out a way to get more and more free Bitcoins. And then once people started to go online, and then they started to go on to, as you can see, it says every second, free Bitcoin sites, instantly, one free Bitcoin, all those things. People, that's how you go in uneducated, okay? Then you start to realize, you know what? I am not getting free Bitcoins. I find myself trying to get Bitcoins and I'm just running into a problem where it's not creating enough Bitcoins. Okay, it's because none of these sites should be giving out free Bitcoins, because where do the Bitcoins come from? Okay, that's the question that no one's asking when they type this in. Where do Bitcoins come from? How were they created? How can I create a Bitcoin? Right, so then people would do that as well. How to create, oops, we'll say make. People would say that. Make. I would like to make biscuits. Okay, so how do I make Bitcoins, right? So then you would read through here, and there would be things up here as well as videos that would teach you, like this software right here, right? This is mining software, so they'll show you things. Now, if you typed in the right thing, you're going to get how to make Bitcoins, right? But if you typed in the word free, here you go. Now you're going to start to get things like this, where every once in a while you're going to get a real website trying to educate you, and then you're going to get a website that's just trying to steal from you. Just want to make sure we're still recording. We're still recording. Okay. Then you got get Bitcoins free legally. You got other people talking about Bitcoin as well. It's just all of that. That's where it started. Then you started to notice, okay, free Bitcoin website, free Bitcoin this, free Bitcoin that. People are trying to get free Bitcoins. They're not getting enough, though. You would get less than a penny worth of Bitcoin, like 1/100th of a penny of a Bitcoin. You would need to do 100 of those to get 1 penny. Not only would you have to do 100 of those, you would need to do 100,000 of that in order to get $1. You would also need to do 100 million of that, or whatever the case is, for you to get like $100. You know what I mean? Or $1,000, I think it is. So honestly, you know, it doesn't make any sense for someone to do that, to be completely honest with you. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So what people started to do, they started to more or less YouTube these things. These are things that people would go into YouTube to type in, and they would also type in something like free Bitcoin, right? Free Bitcoin software. So now they saw that, oh, you can mine. But guess what's coming up the most? Bitcoin software. So let's look at what free Bitcoin software looks like. So now you go down here, and then boom, look at that. Free Bitcoin software. Earn 1 Bitcoin a day daily, right? free Bitcoin mining software, best free Bitcoin mining software ever, free Bitcoin hack. You get that as well. People will start saying, how do I hack a free Bitcoin, right? Harris Bitcoin miner software, earn 1 Bitcoin daily for free, right? Free Bitcoin hack software, earn 1. You would see that in 1 minute. Now, if you watch these videos just long enough to get an understanding of what they're showing you, you'll realize that most of these videos have software that looks like it was made in 1995, okay? Because that's the easiest software to create. And on top of that, if it was free, let's just say it's free to get a Bitcoin, okay? It would take nothing but effort to get to that free Bitcoin. But as you start to watch the video, it will tell you, you then have to send us a small portion of a Bitcoin. It's not a lot. Let's say Bitcoin is $10,000. You just got to send us $200 worth, and then we'll give you back $10,000 worth. It's not a lot. If you think about it, that transaction actually seems very fair. One-sided transactions always seem very fair, and they also seem very legit. It's not. So that's where that started, right? So as you can see, it all started from one person, and you can see here on the left, Bitcoins to dollars has the same video as bit space coin, right? Same exact video, same exact software. Half of these are just they're not even worth looking at. You can tell that they're fake. One way you can tell they're fake, in case you were wondering, is watch them. There's no voice. There's no person you can see. And on top of that, they're showing you something, and yet it's super, super unbelievable. Oh my God, I can't believe it actually worked. He sent 0.02 Bitcoins and got back a whole Bitcoin. I can't believe it. That was so fast. That's what they're doing. So again, they're doing that, and they're just over and over. They're the ones that are making the free Bitcoins, honestly. They're asking people to send them $10 to $20 worth of Bitcoin so that they can keep that Bitcoin. And before you know it, they end up with 20 Bitcoins per year, because there's enough people watching these videos to give out free, to get enough to get at least 1 to 2 free Bitcoins, you know. So they're probably end up getting 10 to 20 if there's enough people clicking on the videos. So that's where that started. That's how that happened. So then people started to kind of catch up and start to realize, you know what, that's not working. So the next thing that people started to do at this point would be more or less what I like to use, because that's my YouTube channel. Double your Bitcoin, right? So as you saw, I typed in the word double, and then your Bitcoin was the very next thing. So double your Bitcoin, right? So the reason why people looked at how to double their Bitcoin is because, you know what if I just bought coins and then they just doubled, and then they doubled, and then they doubled, and they doubled. You know, if you had a 100th of a Bitcoin and it doubled and doubled and doubled, I think it only takes 10 doubles for it to make 1 Bitcoin. I don't remember the exact math. It could be 14, but I know it's a little bit under 15. It just takes a little bit of doubling, and then all of a sudden it's 1. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just go to the calculator. So we'll say 0.01. This is $100, and we're gonna double it. That's 1 time, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, okay? 7 times. If it doubled 7 times, all of a sudden now you have 1 Bitcoin and some. So you're not losing anything if you do that 7 times. Here's the problem. This is another scam. Look at this. Okay, so they got this person right here who got a picture of someone talking about he doubled his Bitcoins. He has actual coins in his hand, talking about doubling his Bitcoins in 24 hours. He couldn't believe it. This other person says in 4 days, 100 hours, 4 days, 2 hours, you get 100% guarantee you're going to double your Bitcoins, right? As well as this person right here, how to double your Bitcoins in less than 2 minutes. Double your Bitcoin, scam proof, right? So they're showing you their blockchain information, show you that, oh my goodness, I got paid. This person right here in 24 hours, minimum is 0.001 Bitcoins, and they're going to give you back 1 Bitcoin. How to double your Bitcoins in less than 2 minutes. How to double your Bitcoin in 3 easy steps. It's another person that has no voice. A lot of these are not going to show you a voice, but as you can see here, half of these are not accurate. They're not half, I'm sorry. None of these are accurate. You can't double your Bitcoins. It's impossible, right? So again, that's another uneducated assumption with Bitcoin, okay? So What that created right there was what we call HYIP, right? So HYIPs are high yield investment programs, okay? So what they did was they would tell you, send us your money and then we'll work with that money US dollar wise, and we'll send you in return Bitcoin. So if you send us a tenth of a Bitcoin after forever, you would end up with however much you got for the interest. We'll give you back interest on your Bitcoins. Okay. So one site that usually promotes every single HYIP that has ever came up was this one right here. Let's go to investments, HYIP monitor. All right, here they go. Okay, so he's saying that this one is still paying after 123 days. I'm not going to promote any of these. I just wanted you guys to see someone that still does the promotion of them. I don't think he actually does promote them. I think that what he does is he just follows other people on YouTube that actually are promoting these HYIPs, and then what he's doing is just waiting for someone to call it a scam and then put into the scam column. But he'll make residual money every single day, that as long as you guys sign up. And then also he has banner ads that show you 3%, 5% for other programs, as well as if you even go to HYIP, I think it's alerts. They also have their banner ads for every single viral alert. They also have their banner ads for every single one that you can think of. These are brand new ones on the left hand side. You're going to run into this problem where these are top, HYPs, top crypto lending. None of these lending programs are probably paying except for Lend Connect. I wouldn't test that out. I wouldn't mess with that either. Latest ICOs, they're going to promote, as much as they can. This one right here promotes usually pretty good. They promote it. Are you going to actually get paid on it after a while? Only time will tell. To be honest with you, I wouldn't even do it if I was you. But hey, listen, look, monetize coin. Get 3,000 of your investment in approximately 1 month. That's 10% a day. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. As you can see, Lend Connect is one that I actually do get paid on daily on. I just tried it out and see if I do. I actually get paid out, and I'm about to be at 100%. But come on, is it a scam? It just seems too good to be true. If it is, if it does feel like it's too good to be true, it usually is. A lot of people are saying they trust it, but I wouldn't. So that's where that started. Right now, HYPs became a big thing where they wouldn't last longer than I think 100 days, and then all of a sudden, Laser Online came out and walked away with a ton of money. 250 million I heard was the minimum they probably walked away with. So but yeah, as you guys can see, HYPs became the next scam. People started giving them their Bitcoins, and then in return they'll pay you out somewhere between 20 and 70% US dollar wise for your Bitcoins. So you would send them a tenth of a Bitcoin and probably end up with less than a tenth of a Bitcoin by the time they closed up shop. Okay, just to make sure I don't lose that first part of it, I just wanted to make sure I recorded everything and just stopped it there. So basically, that's what happened there, right? So once the HYP people started to kind of catch on and say, you know what? We're losing money. Who's actually making money? Okay, so here's the difference between HYPs and a lending program, right? So I kind of like segued a little bit from what I just showed you guys. A lending program is going to guarantee a very, very small percentage. They're not going to give you a large 5 to 10% percentage. And that's the reason why they weren't as attractive in the beginning. So then lending program like BitConnect was actually a very small program and didn't have as many people as the HYPs would have. Once the HYPs started to actually show that they were not reliable, as you start to do research and you start to realize that people are making money by not being an HYP, people started to put into lending programs, right? So these lending programs have been came out was BitConnect was the first one. Then Regal Coin came out. Now, once Regal Coin came out, it wasn't because Regal Coin was paying. That's not the reason why the lending programs became a very big deal. Okay, the reason why it became a big deal is because at one point I put $100 to buy 50 Regal coins. I sold at I think $11, right? My coins. I sold at $11. So that shows you how much money I made, right? Off of $100. At 50 coins, I sold at 11. You can do the math if you want. Now here's the thing. Now I made that money. I think I sold at 13, right? I made that money, but I could have sold at like, I think like 28 or something like that. I think at one point it went super high. Then Hextra came out, and then other coins started to come out and started to offer the same thing, the quick cash all over again. So we went from mining, which you're educated and you understand how mining works, to the uneducated group of people that wanted the quick cash. That's where the popularity came in. That's how those scams started to pop up as far as ICOs for lending programs. The problem was that I saw, here's the problem that I saw, and here's the reason why I invested into as many as I could. The problem that I saw is that they all were not going to come out. Okay, so you got 10 that came out per week, maybe more, but about 10 a week, about 50 a month would come out. For a complete 2 to 3 months, about I would say on average about 30 per month came out, right? On average, so for about 2.5 months. Now, if that many, so if 90 came out, right, or 70 came out, 70, 75 came out, and let's just say 10 to 15 were legit, okay? And those 10 to 15, 10x my money, I would have made more than I lost. So that's kind of how I looked at it. In order for me to make up for the losses, I needed to invest in everything. You know, if I'm going to take a risk on one, I got to take a risk in at least 15 to just build myself a buffer. For every 15, one was going to come out. That's how I looked at it. Or if 2 came out, that means one of every 10 or every 7 was going to be legit. So that's how I looked at it. So as long as I kept the averages high, I would make my money back. Now I lost thousands and also invested thousands. So, and I also probably made back thousands. I probably broke even doing it. But it doesn't feel like I broke even. It feels like I'm broke, so I'm not like broke, but that's how it feels. Like it doesn't feel like I broke even. It feels like I've lost money. So in any event, that is the second part of the fourth part, or whatever part I'm at. But that's the evolution of where those coins came from. Now, some of those coins didn't come out. What that created is this new evolution of the ICO scam. So be very careful, right? So I want to just break something down to you, right? So currently right now, there's 3 different ways you can make money in Bitcoin faster than mining, okay? One of them is trading. Another one is investing in ICOs. And the other one is just holding, okay? So you got investing in ICOs, trading, and just holding, okay? Holding just takes way too long. It takes even longer than mining because at least you get more Bitcoins from mining, So you're going to want to do trading and you're going to want to invest, okay? The ICO scam. Let me just break something down to you. Let's say that John Doe decided, because most of these coins are going to be what we consider anonymous. So you're not going to know who's the creator because we don't even know who created Bitcoin. So is that like an uncommon thing to not know who created the coin? No. You invest in Bitcoin, you sit there, you buy Bitcoins all day long, but yet you don't know who created it. You don't know if there's any software out there that's going to cause any, problems with Bitcoin. You don't know anything. You put your money in. So when there's a new coin that pops up and we don't know who created it, that's just a normal thing in this world. That's where we live. So a new coin comes out, it's created by John Doe. And you decide, you know what, this coin is $10 and it's a new coin that's going to create TVs and cars, you know what I mean? Or they're going to create the next automated car or the next Uber or, the next airplane. You just think it's a good idea, so you invest. You put your money into that coin. The coin was only 10 cents at the time. 10 months later, you completely forgot about that coin. It was an ICO the whole time. So why would you care? The money doesn't come directly to you. The coins don't come directly to you. And even if they did come directly to you, you can't make any money off of it until the coins hit the exchange. So if the coins never hit the exchange, you can never sell. So why does it even matter investing into an ICO? If you invest in ICO, you have to do, again, the law of averages. This is what I was doing with the other ICOs, the law of averages. I'm going to run into that same problem. 1 out of every 3 this time, or 2 out of every 3 may not come out. At least 1 out of every 3 will not. So somewhere between 33% and 66% are going to actually never come out. And if they do come out, it's going to be 5-10 years from now. I'm not going to be anywhere near the value in what I've invested. Nowhere near it. I invested $600 back when Ethereum was at one point, when I did Plex coin, I think Ethereum was like $50 a coin. I think I gave them like 4 coins or whatever it was to invest my Ethereum, 2.5 to 3 coins, something like that. And then Ethereum now is $1,000. That'd be really nice, or $860. So that'd be really nice to have my 3 coins back. But who am I? I can't force that. What am I going to do? We're going to all do a class action lawsuit to get our coins back? It's not going to happen. I can't help it that company came out and didn't come out. Whatever. It's going to happen. That's the name of the game. That's the less reliable one. You can put your money into an exchange and then you can trade, right? So now that you're trading, that's a more reliable because your money's on the exchange. Here's where your money falls by the wayside on the exchange. If the exchange gets caught with money laundering, they're going to close up shop if there are a actual decentralized exchange that has an actual business behind it. That country will close up that exchange. It's going to happen. It has happened in the past to multiple exchanges, and people have lost their money the second that happened. So that is what it is. You also have the problem where the developers make $100 million or $10 million and decide, you know what? We couldn't spend this in a lifetime. We're done. And then they decide to close up shop rather than selling the exchange. They decide to close up shop. That's going to happen. Your money is gone as well. That happens all the time. You know what I mean? It's going to continue to happen. Your money is not safe anywhere on the exchange as well as on your wallet. You can save your money because you decide I'm going to hold my 10 Bitcoins and I'm never going to spend them until they become $100,000 each. That's totally fine. But guess what? Even on your wallet, you decide one day, you know what? I'm going to check my treasure to see how much I have on there. Now someone has access to your treasure because they have access to your computer. And now they have access to that information. They have now withdrawn your 10 Bitcoins. Thank you very much. They had your private keys the second you logged in. If there's any software that's created, I get it. They're very safe. But there is software out there that can get into those devices currently right now. Not as many people are being hacked for it. And not as many people are checking their treasures as they are holding. Once that software does get a good amount of people and that software goes out there and it catches enough people off balance, those people will lose and they will let people know. And then you will understand that your money is not safe anywhere in the crypto world. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with, the crypto world. I'm just letting you know, don't think that there's like 100% proof that you can never lose any money. Just be very careful. That's all I'm saying. Do your research before you actually start to invest. It's partly why I said in the beginning. Okay, so my bad. So for some weird reason, this thing, it just randomly decided it's going to stop me from recording. So Intel, I think this is how you find it. Okay, so you see right here, this article, Trezor, right? So everyone's saying, oh, your private keys are safe as long as X, Y, and Z. Here you go. Security glitch reveals, and this was August, so reveals your private keys, right? So as you guys can see here, this is what I was just talking about. It's one of those things where nothing is safe. I just want to just point that out. No matter what you do, you gotta have done your research. I'm not sure people actually know about this hack, but it's something that happened last year. Now, so we're all on the same page here, right? So if there's a hack, or there's someone creating some sort of hack, or someone creating some sort of glitch or whatever, if that is possible, then someone's going to improve on that, right? So it's not like if you ever noticed that you could have bought a virus scanner or a malware virus scanner to protect your computer from being hacked, right? But every day that scanner is updating, right? Every year you need to download a brand new one. And it's because there are new viruses that are being introduced almost every single day. There are new glitches and bugs. Just like if you have a phone, you notice that there's going to pop up and say you have a update for the firmware. You need to update that firmware for security reasons. Okay, same thing for the computer. There's just endless reasons to always do your security updates. But then at the same time, always do your research before you update. Because easily you could be updating into an actual hack or an actual patch that will create some sort of wormhole or some sort of hole in your security. I just wanted to point that out. I wasn't just saying it just to be saying it. I was literally telling you guys that there is something out there. It's been a while since they've talked about it. But as you guys see, there is some sort of hack that does exist out there, and Intel is one of the biggest companies in the world to actually provide chips, so and boards and things like that. So if they're actually providing those things, as long as you have one of their pieces of information into your computer, I don't know exactly which one it is, but you can go to the article if you want. Again, I'm not here to give that type of information. What I'm here to do is just give you guys the future. So we know that the history, like I explained already, went from free Bitcoin scams to software Bitcoin scams to HYIP Bitcoin scams to ICO Bitcoin scams, and now future on, right? So the reason why I'm pointing all of this out is because my YouTube channel will take a change. Okay, you won't see me doing HYIPs anymore. Now, I will actually talk about them. I will try my best to debunk them to show you that they're fake. I will do that. So if you guys want me to do that, I will still do that. But that's only because there are new people jumping into this. I won't be downloading and I won't be investing in any software, so you won't see that happening on my YouTube channel. At the same time, you will not see me actually invest in the ICOs. You haven't seen me in the past, and you will not see me in the future. If they do allow me to buy a token here and there, sometimes I will, depending on the project, but most likely you will not see me invest in any ICOs. What you will see me do is you'll see me buy coins that are already on the exchange for reasons, and then I will then tell you my time that I'm going to think about selling and the reasons why I will sell at that time, and then most likely wait for it to either go back down or just decide that I'm completely out of it. So but yeah, so I wanted to go over that. So the future hacks that we're going to talk about, the future scams that we're going to talk about are, there's two of them out there that I can already see, right? So the ICO one we already know is going to continue, but the other one is trading by software, right? Okay. So this is something that I want you guys to, again, do your research before you start downloading and paying for things that you're not really familiar with. Okay. Now there are a few of them out there that are going to be legit. I don't recommend any of them because, again, I don't want to recommend you guys into doing something that you're going to regret later. And it does take a good amount of money to actually see a good return on what you're doing. Okay. So remember, 10% down is bigger than 10% up. So that means that if you decide I'm going to buy into a coin that's $1, I'm going to buy 100 of them. If you buy 100 and it goes down to 90 cents, you have now got $90, right? For your 100. It's going to take more effort for that thing to go back up to the normal price than it would if it went up to 110 for it to come back down to that normal price. Okay, so 10% down is a lot harder than 10% up. Now 200% up is the same equivalence of 50% down, right? So it means it got cut in half versus being doubled. So at some point it will start to almost even itself out. But remember, 50% down usually indicates that it's going to be really, really hard for it to bounce back. But 200% up means that it's going to pretty much be a little bit harder for it to get back down to about the same equivalency. So the reason why I'm saying that this is a scam, not a scam, I'm sorry. The reason why I'm saying that this is going to be the next scam is because for a couple reasons, right? So Crypto Hopper, there's a few of them out there. I just want to go over it. There's a few of them. Hashbot, Brave, Gunbot is another one. It's not up here. Crypto Trader, Profit Trailer. All of those, they act differently. Okay, so you're gonna want to get into a trading bot, right? So at some point, if you're watching this video, someone watching this video is going to decide, you know what, I want to get a trading bot. I'm going to just put $1,000 up there, and I'm going to try my best to make about 5% a day. That's going to give me $50 a day. At the end of the month, I'm going to take out my $1,500, and then I'm going to do it again, right? And then that's a good strategy, because that's actually doable, right? So 2%, 5%, you can do the same thing over and over and over until it grows to a point where you're like, goodness gracious, I can't believe I make this much money a month or a day, right? So that's a good strategy. But now I want to point something out to you. That is exactly what these websites said that they were doing with our money, right? So given the fact that the HYIPs were saying that they were doing that and they're able to provide 5 to 10%, then you got the the lending program said that they were doing the exact same thing, and then they were also providing you with 1 to 5%, in some cases less than 1%. Given the fact that those websites were saying that they were able to do the same exact thing, you have to be very cautious on what you're doing, okay? Because some of these sites and some of these bots are not actually doing any trading, okay? What they are doing is they are taking the information that they're receiving from your API, and they're pretending to trade, okay? Then some of these accounts, you have your money. Okay, so the way to obviously securely make sure that you have a bot is to not give it your information, right? Don't give it your information so it can log in. Just don't. But at the same time, if you do have to, which you do, in order for it to log in, guess what? You're going to have to give it your information. You have to give it your login information, and it's going to ask you for your 2FA, and you're then going to have to put it in. If that bot has another algorithm put into it where it has the ability to log you in, use your 2FA within the next 15 seconds, sell everything, and send it to itself, it will. The reason why I'm saying that is because it is very possible that that can happen. If you have no 2FA on there, you can lose your money tomorrow because of the fact that the bot really wasn't really doing anything other than just waiting for you to get enough money for it to make some money. So some of them are going to do that. You got to watch out for that. The others are going to do a little bit different. Some of them are going to be the software, and they're going to give you what they consider a login or a profile or a dashboard. Okay, I do that with air quotes for you guys. The dashboard, and the reason why I'm indicating that that's going to happen is because your money is not on the exchange. Your money is in their wallet. As they then tell you, oh, you're making this much money, you lost this much, you make this much, you lost this much, your money never really grows. And if it does grow, at some point, you're not going to be able to get your money out. You're going to try to go to withdraw. It's going to take forever to withdraw. It's not going to come out. Your money is going to be stuck in there, or they're going to pay you out like some of these HYIPs did, and then come back. Excuse me. And then come back and then wait for you to deposit more money, because guess what? You turned 100 into 120. You can turn 1,000 to 1,200, or you can turn 10,000 to 12,000. They're going to try to see if they can, wait it out a little bit, see if they can get you to send them a whole Bitcoin. So just watch out for that. The bot trading is going to be something that you have to really, really, really watch out for. Sometimes that's going to be that's going to be the next scam. To me, that's the evolution of how the scams are going to work. And like I mentioned before, the next thing you're going to start seeing is more ICOs popping up that just aren't legit. Now, I'm not saying don't invest in any ICOs. I'm just saying I'm not going to invest in any ICOs, only for the simple fact that I can't personally see every single ICO coming out and being something, right? So I already go to the grocery store and I pay my car note and pay my rent and pay my mortgage, as well as my taxes, as well as watch TV and pay that, and my cell phone bill, and work and go to the gym. I can't see myself having a different currency for all of that. Obviously, you notice that every single person wants to use Bitcoin and other tokens to, go back and forth from your coin to that coin, but almost every single token is saying you're going to use some sort of currency to get to another currency to get to their currency, or some sort of currency to get to that currency. I just don't see every single idea coming out. And right now we're in that boom stage where, yeah, businesses are good ideas and all that stuff, like if it was a stock, but honestly, a token for everything just doesn't make any sense to me personally. I just don't see it. So I wanted to just point that out for you guys, so you guys can have an understanding of what I think is going to be next. Just be very careful about the trading, given the fact that it's a lot like the HYIPs. It's a whole lot like the crypto, the Bitcoin doublers, as well as the trading, lending programs. There's just a lot out there. I just think that that's going to be the next one. I just want to just point that out there. Just be very careful, and as well as different websites that say that they have a staking wallet for a particular site. There's too many websites out there that are looking to take your money. And also, just so you're clear, last thing, there are some people on Telegram, not on my Telegram that I know of, but there are some people in Telegram that usually switch their Telegram name, and what they do is they'll reach out to you and say, hey, I know you have an account with X, Y, and Z. Can you give me your login information so I can see what you see? Then they log in and then they steal your money. So just be very careful. The support usually doesn't have to ask you for your login. On the back end, they can usually just reset your password for you and then tell you, hey, click on the link when you're done and reset your password. I reset it for you already. You can do it again, blah, blah, blah. Support usually doesn't need to have your password, and they'll also have a way to get through to the back end system to log in. So do not give out any passwords. Do not pass that information on. Try to be very careful, be very vigilant. And if anyone knows of any scams that are going on out there, please let me know. Comment below. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share. And that's pretty much it. Join us in Telegram.